Hello. I streamed earlier today in Ableton, but it's been a while since I did an FL Studio one because I've been using Ableton. Um, just trying to take advantage of that 30-day trial. But I decided I'm gonna make something in FL Studio tonight. I miss it. It's been a while. And I just feel really, really comfortable in FL Studio, and so I was just like, I just want to make something in FL, you know. So here we are. We're gonna do that. Let me just make sure the chat is here so that I can see any incoming chats. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a track in FL Studio from scratch. Now, the thing is, what do I want to make? That's the question. And what speed as well. I think first step is adding a kick, of course. It's going to be interesting making music in FL Studio now that I've gotten so used to making music in Ableton. But I feel like it's a good thing. I feel like I can translate some things that I learned in Ableton into FL. One of the things that I really miss the most from FL Studio that I think Ableton not lacks, but I feel like it's really cool for FL is the Edison and how easy it is to record audio and manipulate that audio in many ways. In Ableton, you kind of have to route things to an audio track and then record that audio, and then you can export that audio. But there's a little more steps when it comes to Ableton in audio recording and editing. At least maybe I need to learn some more, right, to make that process faster. But I feel like in FL, it's just really easy. All you have to do is just put in an Edison, and it'll record the audio, and you can export it out. But yeah, let's make some music, baby, in FL Studio. Let's grab a kick. Boom, 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 boom. Load it up real quick into the playlist here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I am going to turn all of these loops on. I'm gonna put advanced looping. Actually, no, I'll just put regular looping. Loop all channels. Yes, there you go. Hey, what up, Comica? What's up? What's up? I'm just gonna put 4 here. And I believe once you activate looping, I think if you stretch it, it just loops it. Kind of like Ableton. Ableton does that. But yeah, it's good to know that FL Studio, you can do that as well. You just have to turn on that looping. So every time you expand it, it'll infinitely loop whatever you have in there. It could be a kick pattern, it could be a melody. It'll expand it that way. So that's nice. And then we can add, let's see here, call this kick. Let's add some chords of some kind. I'm gonna put in probably, let's do harmless. Hey, what's up, DJ? What up, DJ? Let's do a pad here. Let me put up the speed maybe to 124. Find some nice ambient stuff. Yeah, I missed it. Again, like I said, I'm not leaving FL Studio. I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between Ableton and FL because I don't want to forget the stuff in Ableton. I don't want to have to relearn Ableton again. So it would be nice to just bounce back and forth. That would be pretty interesting right there. Dang it. I forgot. Gotta loop it over there. That's nice. Just route that in there. Put some side chain on it. I wish I could turn this a little more. Let's do vital. Just get a bass in there. Yes, sir, DJ. Bring that to one voice, turn down the randomization. Put an envelope on the cutoff here. Add some glide. Can add a filter on here to kind of make this chill out a little bit. Damn. Let's go back in here. Call this bass. Put that in here. We'll add a reverb just to kind of give it some really nice ambience. sounds so good. I actually don't really listen to much music, if I'm being honest. Most of the times when I listen to stuff in my car, it's to like podcasts or like gaming like stuff. Sometimes I'll watch like there's this guy, his name's Dr. Disrespect. I'll like play one of his videos of him just playing games. It's really funny, like his like his character's funny. So I'll either put that or I put podcasts, usually comedy podcasts, and I'll just listen to that when I drive or when I'm painting or when I'm just hanging out and I want something playing in the background. That's usually what I do. When I do listen to music, it's usually music that I have in like different playlists. So sometimes I'm feeling like listening to techno. Sometimes I listen to like indie type of music, or something more like chill. I don't know. It depends on my mood, I guess. Yeah. Sounds so nice, that bass line, like the way it's just morphing like that. Let me save this preset. Oh man. Yeah, when I'm producing music, I don't have like a specific sound in mind. I'm just experimenting. So like right now this bass line, I don't have an idea of what I want it to sound like. I'm just experimenting and seeing what comes out. And then I go based off of that. So I'm kind of just building this vibe. I don't have anything in my mind that I'm like, I want to make something like this, you know? And that's most of the time when I'm making music, that's kind of just how it is. I don't have specific stuff in my mind that I want to make. I just go with the flow. Save this. As always, for the exception of the Ableton stuff, for the exception of the things that I've been making in Ableton, these presets that I'm making here in Vital, and anything else that I make, as well as the samples that I'm using, I will put out on Patreon for you guys. So for my patrons, I try and do that for every stream that I put out. That's why I number them. That way, I'll be putting those out on Patreon. I think what I'm gonna do for Ableton is I'm gonna make kind of like an entire sample pack based on all the sounds that I've made in Ableton. So I'm gonna export all of those and put them into one big pack, and just call it the Ableton trial pack or something. And then just have like all the sounds that I've been using in Ableton in there and export that out into one big pack so that I can use those in here in FL Studio, but also so I can put those out on Patreon. And I'll probably put them on my Gumroad as well. This might need a little bit of compression. Let's do the limiter. Let's get more drums going. Together, layering them. A little bit of swing here. Rolling sound here. Take away most of it. I just like that little tail end. I can spread it a little bit. Bit. We can control some of those velocities. Change that filter to a low pass 2. And then add some resonance. I can add some panning. can also put them onto a separate bus here. We'll just call this drum effects. And I can route all of these in there. Route to this track. And then I can throw in some crazy sounds here. Or rather, some crazy effects. Like fracture. Sorry, DJ, I just saw your question. How did you find the sound on Ableton compared to FL1, the output quality? I think the output quality is the same. Honestly, I prefer the output quality of FL Studio because I think it's just a chain, the chain that you make. Like, for example, in FL Studio, for my master chain, when I'm making music, not when I'm like finishing it, but when I'm making music, I like adding a limiter. And I take off the compression by putting up the ceiling all the way up. And I turn on this saturation knob, which does a form of soft clipping. And so anything that goes above the 0 decibel line gets saturated, not compressed. So I usually turn up the gain. That way everything sounds really loud when I'm making it, you know, like right off the bat. One, so that it sounds good on the stream, so that it sounds good when I'm making music here on YouTube. But also, I like hearing what the track's gonna sound like when it's done, right? So having this on the master gives me an idea of what the sound is gonna sound like when it's loud and when it's done. And then usually when I'm gonna mix and master, I'll turn this off, which will decrease the level. As you could hear from my voice, it's down at like 9 now. If I turn it on, it goes all the way to 3. So it reduces the level, and then I can mix it and master it. In Ableton, because I'm still new to it, like I don't really know how to work the saturators and the limiters and stuff. I have a master chain on Ableton as well, while I'm making music on there, but it's different. I think the reason that FL Studio oftentimes sounds worse as far as the output quality when you compare it to other DAWs is because people leave this limiter on, but they leave the compression on. Because when you load up a default FL Studio template, it comes with the limiter on there, and it causes compression. So if you're like clipping your master, it's actually compressing it. So it makes it sound really nasty. So I think that's important. And then also in Ableton, it allows you to do a lot of things with stereo field. Like there's a lot of options for modulation and for separation and panning and things like that. And I feel like because in Ableton it's a lot more intuitive to do those things, it makes your track sound bigger and nicer. But in reality, you could do those things in FL2. It just takes a little more work because it's not so intuitive, I guess. But yeah, they're all the same ultimately, you know. It's just the way in which you use the tools is how you're going to get the results in the end, you know. But I really enjoy Ableton. Ableton, I think my favorite part about Ableton is the modulation aspect. Like you can literally modulate everything. You can add crazy LFOs and randomization to everything, and it just makes things really cool. Is that saturation distortion you're low in? Isn't that saturating distorting you're low in? It is, but it's doing it very subtly. It's not like the distortion you think it is. It's more of a clipper. It's more of like a soft clipper. So any of these peaks that go above the line gets soft saturated, which is soft clipping. So it does introduce a form of saturation, but it's very subtle. So it doesn't distort it. Unless, of course, you go really crazy. Like I can show you. Like if let me play this. Like right there, you can see these peaks are going above. So it's getting soft clipped or saturated. But if I turn it up, now you can hear the distortion in the low end. Again, but it's very subtle. It's not about pushing it really hard. It's just about making it a little louder and then catching those little peaks, and it's just trimming them down. So that's essentially what you want to do when you're mixing. Like when you mix down your song and you get it ready for mastering, you go into usually what I do is I group things together, like a drum bus, a melody bus. Sometimes I'll do like, if there's multiple claps, I'll put those into a bus, because when those sounds get summed up, it creates these peaks, right? Because it's like the sounds are overlapping and they stack up and it creates these peaks. So usually what you want to do is in those buses, you can do either compression or limiting or both. Not limiting or clipping. And so what you're doing is you're trimming down those little peaks. So you start by the buses. You can do individual as well, but I like grouping things into buses, like hat buses, clap buses, stuff like that. And then I'll do the drum bus. But in each bus, I add a clipper or some sort of compression or limiting to trim down those peaks just a little bit. Because when it gets to the master, all of those sounds add up. And so then you get these really crazy dynamic spikes, which eats up your headroom, which prevents you from making your track loud. So if you want to make your track loud, you got to start in the mixing stage by trimming down those little peaks, and then grouping them, and then trimming the group, and then grouping those groups into another group and trimming that down a little bit. That way, by the time you get to the master, there's not that many peaks, and you can push the limiter to make the track louder without the limiter overworking or overcompressing your track. I hope that's somewhat of a good explanation. I want to make a video on it. I want to make a video kind of breaking that down, because that's kind of like the way to get a louder track. What up, Rains? I feel like the saturation on the master is taking the power off on the low end, or at least that's what I hear on my speakers. Well, I don't think it is. I think the track is just not mixed. Like I don't have anything mixed right now. The only thing I have is sidechain on them, and maybe some EQ, but nothing is mixed because I'm not focusing on the mix right now. What I do is I'm just focusing on the creative aspect. So I'm just making the track. And usually what I do is I make the track. As long as it sounds good, as long as the idea sounds good, then I'm just making the track, and then I arrange it, and then I do the mixing later on, and then I make it, sound good as far as like the technical aspects of the track. What up, Rains? I've been thinking, does compression make drums sound softer? I feel like my drums always feel harsh and separated. Yes, compression will make your drums sound softer, especially with a fast attack time. Oh, really? Maybe it's your interface, DJ. I'm not sure what interface you have, but that could probably be an issue. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create these drum effects with fracture. is just gonna be kind of like layers to the drums. I'm gonna turn on hysteresis here. Good morning, Mr. Spock. Focus right. I'm not sure, DJ. Hey, good morning, Danny. Should you put a compressor on a drum bus? Yes. Well, it depends what's being harsh. So if it's your kick, I would put a compressor on the kick. If it's your entire drums that you want to kind of tone down, then I would put a compressor on your drums to like kind of glue them all together. For example, like, let me show you here. So this is my kick. I really like this compressor, the CLA 2A. The Lala is a free version of it from Analog Obsessions. It's like it is modeled after the CLA. But the thing about this compressor is it has a really fast attack time and a really fast release time. So it's really nice for compressing really sharp sounds, whether it's in vocals or leads or kicks. It's really nice for compressing those peaks. So if you have a kick that's really harsh, let me just solo the kick. You can turn this up. See how it's real boomy, like boom, boom. And then with this, it just kind of, it makes it smaller. So it's just about that. So I would just play around with that. Kind of see what works for you. Same thing for the drum bus. On the drum bus, I usually do the opposite though. Like I'll put a compressor, maybe something like this API. And I'll push it all the way hard so I can hear what it's doing. But usually I open up the attack time. Same thing on the master. If I'm doing any compression on the master, I usually put the attack time all the way up. That way it doesn't compress those dynamics for the kick. So I'll usually put the attack time up. I'll put the ratio around 4 or 2. And then I'll put a pretty fast release time. But then again, I'm just listening. And then you just dial back the threshold and you just slightly put it in there. And this glues everything, but it also lets those dynamics through. And it's very subtle on the drum bus. I'm usually very subtle on the drum bus. If I need to fix any sounds, I do them individually. So if I have a really crazy kick that needs to be tamed a little bit, I'll just go in there and I'll do that in the kick individually. But yeah, in the drum bus, I usually use compressors to glue the sounds together, make them sound more cohesive together, and then I do a pretty big attack time so that those peaks from the kick can come through a little harder, or it cuts through the mix a little bit better. No worries, DJ. It's cool. I love it when I get asked questions, because I want to help you guys. So I like when you guys ask questions and I can kind of show you guys what I know or what I feel usually works for me. Yeah, I want to add some craziness here with these drums. Let me throw an Edison in there. I'm gonna record this randomness. Sound. Let's throw this into the playlist. Let's slide this. I like this sound right here. We can cut this up. Throw this in here. Then add another one. That works. Let me make, edit. Let me make unique. Call this texture. And this is gonna be mellow texture. Grab these two, put them into the mixer. Unlink these sounds from here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and reset this. Add some EQ here. Take some of that off. I like this sound though. Same thing here. I'm gonna take those unnecessary low end. Leave some of that high end in there. I can move around in the stereo field or in the panning. So I'm gonna put classic Enlightenment. Like that. I like that. I'm not gonna leave FL Studio. I'm gonna keep making stuff in FL Studio. I'm just learning at Ableton, you know. So I wanted to make a video for Ableton for the trial. I wanted to try to make one every single day, but I got really sick and that kind of messed me up for a long time. So I only have, I think, 12 days left on the trial. So I really want to do some cool stuff in Ableton while I get the chance and export all that stuff before I'm not able to anymore. But what's cool about the Ableton trial is that it lets you still use Ableton with all of its functionalities, except you can't save your projects or export your tracks, which, you know, obviously that's kind of the catch, but it still lets you use it. So I'm still going to be using it, and I do eventually want to buy Ableton just because it's really good for like performance. I think that's the main aspect of why I want to use it more, is because it's really good for performance. And I eventually want to be able to perform my tracks. And also it's more intuitive. So like I can I can do a performance of a track and I can record the automation of that performance. So, or not the automation, the arrangement. You can record, so you can perform your track and you can record the arrangement and it'll arrange it like just how it is here, but it'll arrange the entire track that you performed with all the automations that you did and everything. So that's what's really cool about Ableton. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to stop using FL Studio. I love FL Studio. And I'm really fast in FL Studio because I'm so used to it. How come I got sick? I don't know. I just got the flu. I caught the flu. I think it was probably at the gym. I've been trying to go to the gym more consistently. And you know, I mean, I wipe down the machines and everything when I work out, and I like obviously wash my hands and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like that's the only place I could have gotten it from. Because I don't really go out much. I don't do much. I only go out to see my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't get sick, but I got sick, so it's kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, that's why you guys hear me coughing and stuff right now, because I'm still not fully 100% better. But I'm fine. It was pretty rough, honestly. For like a whole week, I had like really bad like fevers. I had a really bad fever and body aches, and I just didn't want to do anything. So I was just laying down most of the time. But I'm good now. Thank you, Mr. Spock. Let me arrange this a little bit. Let me call this chords. This is the bass. This texture and pattern 4 is enlightenment, which is an ARP. So right now I only have 4 elements and then these textured sounds, which is nice. It's a good start to this track. Let me do what would be the intro. I'm gonna take away these textures. Oh no, I forgot the kick is has a bunch of stuff on there. There you go. We got the kick, the clap, closed hat, another closed hat, percussion. Let me move these. Actually, I'll keep them there. I'll move these down and these down. Let's move this up. Clone this. You don't use track assignments as organizing your song. No, DJ. I used to go in here and assign new instrument tracks and do all that. It's too much, man. It's too much. That's why I like Ableton, because it just does everything automatically for you. In FL, you have to do it all yourself, and it's really annoying. And to be able to do that for every single thing, like I just, trust me, I tried it before. I couldn't. I enjoyed it while I did it, but I can't put that into my workflow. It messes me up. Like, I'd rather just do the things that I'm used to. I might add this texture in here. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bass line, but I'm going to make unique. So I'm going to change up the bass line to something a little different. I'll just do it manually. What up, Ante? What up, Ante? Yeah, I'm doing a little better. My throat isn't so terrible. I'm still coughing a little bit, but I'm definitely a lot better, thank you. sounds so nice. You've been trying to get that sound for a bit. Could you show the patch? For the pad? Where is it? Where is it? This one? This is Harmless. It's a preset in Harmless called Classic, and I just messed with the LFO on the filter here. So it's modulating the cutoff with the LFO. And it's also modulating the vibrato, I believe, or the pitch, actually, a little bit with the LFO too. And I turned down the chorus and the limiting and the reverb. But yeah, that's it. Oh man, that bass is nasty. You know what would be nice? Some crazy delay with that. Ooh, baby. Nasty. I love it. Let me save another preset because I changed it up a little bit. I need to study theory behind pitch bending because every time I do it, it sounds like absolute poop. It's not that hard. I mean, this one has a little bit of glide on there, but it only has one voice, so they don't stack up when I press two notes. It doesn't have any legato on. Legato, usually when I turn it on, it softens every other hit. So if I slide from, it like softens it. Which I kind of don't like, not for this sound at least. I like those transient hits at the beginning. I do it too much though. It's too much, so about there is pretty good. 41. My sample rate is 44/100. I don't use 48. I use 44, but it's kind of like the universal like sample rate for most DAWs. Mostly everybody uses 44/100. you don't want to change that because then you start having audio issues. Like if you try to put your tracks into other DAWs that are on 44-100 and you export something in 4800, it'll create some problems for you. So yeah, I would say just don't change that. If you want to change anything, change the buffer length. If you're having like latency issues, or the mixer, I have it at 24 point sync, which is pretty average quality. But that's just like the playback in the mixer. So it's fine. It's like 24, like when you export your track. There's 512 point sync, but that's just too overboard. You don't need that. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like just mono sounds I can get sounding nice with pitch bending, but just with chords I seem to never get them sounding nice. I think the key to make them sound nice with chords is you gotta be really subtle with your pitch bending. And it's usually an envelope issue or an LFO issue as far as like bending the chords. So like, for example, let's see. Like that sounds detuned, but it's not being pitch bent in that way. You see here, there's no legato or portamento. There's some like slide time right here, but it's mostly this right here. It's mostly this LFO on the pitch. That's what makes them sound really interesting. So like if I go to the 3x oscillator here, let me go up in here. If you go into the pitch, just very subtle. Turn down some of that hold. Or put that really far out. Yeah, it's mostly about you can add a little bit of wobbliness. You can add detuning and different ones here. that with some reverb, some delay. Yeah. Sound design is super fun. I really enjoy making crazy sounds. I think it's really important as a producer to make your own sounds and experiment. And just experiment, just try out things. Even if it's not sounding good, it'll eventually sound good. You'll eventually find something that you'll be like, oh, that's cool. That's really nice. I really like that sound. Those chords are so nice, just softly like that. But of course, a big key part of it is the effects. If you take off the reverb and the delay, still sounds nice. But you know, the effects are important. And it sounds very analog and very warm. And the reason for that is because of all the detuning and the LFO on the filter, on the pitch, and on the volume. On the pitch, it's very subtle. That is the key. It's just doing very subtle modulation because it's very sensitive. And on the volume as well, I'm only doing a little bit of modulation. And then on the filtering, it's doing the more intense modulation. But that's the key to making your sounds sound analog or warm or more realistic, is giving them some modulation in the pitch or just modulating them in general. Whether it's the volume, the filter, the pitch. But a combination of all of those gives you some really nice sounds. I'll go save that second one. Did I even save it? Yes, okay. Oh yeah, I was doing the bass for this, forgot. Filter on this, which I can create an automation for. Put that under here. This bass. I'm going to take away this and this. Just clone this. And then this, I might start the automation for that filter right there. Bring it down here. let's build up here. Some kind of uplifting thing. Let's just try a random one. That's too hardcore. Put that in here. Actually over here. And we'll do some crazy reverb on it. Maybe I can slow it down. And then some kind of impact sound. I feel like, no, not this, like some kind of like reverse transition type of thing. Because that sounds like it's gonna drop, like it's gonna go into a drop. I don't want it to sound like it's gonna go into a drop. Maybe this. By itself. Zoom in here. Oh, I like that sound. Maybe that bass, the first one might work better. Yeah, I like this one better. think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create. I think what I'm gonna do is create a knob, a macro. So I'm gonna go into controller, fruity formula controller. No, control surface. Control surface. I'm gonna create a knob. First, let me do a whole little thing right here. Actually, delete, insert, rectangle. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill this rectangle. Actually, turn on the grid so that it snaps to the grid. I'm gonna change the color to something like black. And then I'm gonna insert a knob. Something nice. Let's see. Glow dot. Chrome. Cool chrome. No. Pink. Let's see. Pink chrome. There you go. I like this knob. I'm gonna do this knob. I'm gonna call it rename. Actually, if I hide the label and add a label default, I'm gonna rename this, call this macro. Actually, mix macro. That's what I'm gonna call it. Let's put that down here. Let's increase the size of the font to like 20. And then we can go ahead and shrink this thing. Go in here. Put where is it? There's supposed to be a button that says like remember size of the window or whatever. But it's not showing it. So I'm gonna save this preset as a knob. So I'm gonna put mix macro. It's just gonna be one knob for now. And it's activated, I believe. Actually, it might not be activated. Okay, I don't think I need to activate it. Thinking about it. Okay. So we got this knob now. What I'm gonna do is in the drum bus, I'm gonna insert in the EQ like this. And I'm going to move all these parameters. But I might, I think I can do it. So I'm gonna link this mix to the control to the Surface Knob 9. I don't know why it's called Surface Knob 9. It should be called what I called it. Actually, I think it's because of the label. Edit, rename. mix. There you go. It always bothers me when it's not perfect. Okay, anyways. Where's it? The drum bus. Here. Link to control. And then we go surface. There it is. Now it's named correctly. We accept it. So now when I move this, it moves that little knob right there. But I can also link other things to it, like this. But the thing is, yeah, Patcher is awesome. Control surface is cool when you want to create macros. So if you want to create a bunch of knobs and route a bunch of things to them and just control that macro surface, then it's really handy for that. But the only thing is, I think I had figured this out last time, but I definitely don't remember now how to adjust specific parameters. For example, if I want to start this off here and only go up to here instead of going from all the way over here to all the way over here when I turn that knob, that's what I want to control. So if I link to control, I can choose it, but it doesn't give me the option to choose that mapping. It gives me these, so I can do inverted if I wanted to go the opposite direction. But it doesn't give me the option to add a certain, like, median. Because, yeah, I don't know why. Which is a frustrating thing. Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna scratch that then. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna do. I feel like I have a patcher preset specifically for that. But let's do patcher, and I'm gonna set it up. Let me see what I have on my presets. No, I don't have anything like that. Okay, let's make something real quick. I'm gonna add an EQ. I'm gonna add this because this is what I want. I'm gonna add a controller, an XYZ controller to control the parameters of those things on the surface. I wonder if I can add that. Ooh, perfect. I don't have to do anything anymore. I'm gonna expand this little block. Make it a little bigger. Center it. I think that's in the middle. I think I have to activate it, and then I can close this now. I can put here, remember tab sizes. That way it remembers the size of this. Now in the mapping, I'm gonna insert a fruity balance here. This is gonna control the dry signal. I'm gonna activate the inputs and the outputs. X, Y, whoops. And Z. Okay. For the X. For the X. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to copy this value of 80%. Go into the X. Turn down the speed, I believe. I think I have it already here. X controls volume fader 80. Yeah, this speed. Link X to the volume. Activate this. So X goes here. And X goes over here. So now, if I click this, this knob controls it all the way to 80, turns it down, all the way to 80, turns it down. So when it's off, the EQ is off. When it's on, I want to do actually just directly turn it on. So any movement of the knob will turn it directly on. So if I go into the input mapping, output mapping, input mapping, and do this, paste this there, that should work. No, it's not turning it on. Okay, let's try just moving it a little bit here. Oops. There it is. There it is. Okay. It's a little rough. I wish I could move it. Can I move it like that? I think that'll work there. Perfect. Okay, now I want to control this parameter here. So then I'm going to activate this and this one as well. And now I'm going to move parameter Y to control the first one there. So parameter Y, turn down the speed, go into the input mapping. It'll start here at 0. And it'll go. Oh, actually, it needs to start over here. No. How far do I want it to go down? Let's see, put Y to the knob. Yeah, it's too far up. I want it to go maybe like right there. Copy value. Paste. There you go. And then the Z will be mapped to the other one. And go into the input mapping. This one will start up here and go down at or 60%. Okay, let's go a little back there. So when I turn the knob now, oops, I gotta link it. Link this to the knob, boom. So now when I turn the knob, it activates the EQ and does this, and then I, boom, turn it off like that. So when I have the drums playing like this, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm gonna save this patcher preset under EQ mix macro control. Boom. So now I can go ahead and save that. Let me solo the drums. Turn it on. It's not doing what I want it to do, which is a problem that I'm not understanding why it's not working. Why isn't it working? Is it turned off? Oh, it is. Duh. It's turned down here. There you go. So, this is what it sounds like. Oh, it turns down the volume of the entire thing. Okay, that's not what I want. I need to do a separate one. So add a fruity balance and connect that here and connect this here. Now I need to add another XYZ control and go in here, go into X80, activate the X input and the X output, activate the volume here, put that in there, put that over here. So when the knob is all the way down, it's on. Paste. And when it's all the way on, it needs to be turned off. And it needs to be turned off immediately. So let's see here. There you go. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. Let me resave this under EQ mix macro control save. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, there you go, guys. Real quick and easy, but not really. This is what I mean, bro. This is the problem with FL Studio, is that like all that process that I just went into to just do something so simple like that could so easily be done in Ableton a lot faster. But it's okay, because that's what's cool about FL too, is you can make your own little things like this, little devices like this. So now I can create an automation in the track where it's like, and it turns down the drums a little bit like this, and then boom, 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 boom. And I can create automation clip. I'll put that up here on top. Jesus. Okay, so I can have it like this. Let me unmute everything. And I can activate it right here. Why don't you just use an LFO? Because that's what you just created. No, that's not what I made. This is not an LFO. This is a knob that controls very specific things. So like, for example, this one knob is controlling this going this way, this going this way, and it's also controlling basically the mix. So I turn this whole thing off when the knob is down, and then it also turns up just the dry signal. So that's just being done with one knob. Yeah, it's a bandpass basically, but it's more basically what I wanted to do. I kind of had to take the long way around it. Was I wanted to control that and then control this. So it's kind of what it's doing is controlling those two things at the same time. But the cool thing too is that I can add, if I want, a delay, say like somewhere in here. If I do like delay 3, I can add some crazy delay. So if I can turn on like the wet signal, I can activate that. And with that knob, I will route it input Y, output Y, go into Y, turn that all the way up like this. And then map Y to the delay, map this to the knob, and then do some crazy delay timing. Actually, I'm gonna not bend it like this, but do something like this. That's what I'm doing, DJ. That was the point. That's why I made it, because it's like I can eventually add to this more things than just, it's an effect control, you know? That weird dip. Okay. I like it. What is this? Why is this empty? Or why is it moved? It's not good. Oh no. I might have moved it on accident, I guess. No, I replaced it, dude. This is the transition. Wait, why do I have so many transitions? Because that wasn't supposed to be a transition, bro. That's why. This was supposed to be this texture. God damn it. Okay, let's just fix it. Let's fix it because I'm a professional. And I can fix this. That's all that was. Perfect. Let's hear it from the top. Yes, I like it. I like it. Okay, gotta stop doing that, bro. Sound that I made in 3x oscillator earlier. nice. All of those would be nice. This note is not right here. There it is. And I can create crazy automations with the decay time. bro. That's crazy. All right, let's listen to it from the beginning. Ooh, damn. Okay. Yeah, all I need to do is just expand this some more and then do some more automations here. And I need to also change up that transition from here to there, from this to that. I need to create a better transition there or a break, maybe. Yeah, baby. Hey, what up, KF? Man. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. I hadn't used FL Studio in a little bit because I've been using Ableton, but there you go. Something quick in FL Studio. This was about 2 hours, 38 minutes. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will be back soon. And as always, I will export the presets that I made, the one in 3x oscillator and the one in Vital, and then the recordings that I did here of the textures that I was using, and then also the samples that I'm using. I will put those out for the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support. And I will see you all probably tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming through. This will be up on the channel so you can watch from the beginning later on. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.